Happy Monday, everybody. Yours truly, God's favorite host, back again here on the Flex Zone podcast, your home for professional wrestling and the only place giving you sports how you want it, when you need it. We have not been to sleep yet. The longest weekend in wrestling continues from Friday Night SmackDown to the Hall of Fame to NXT Stand and Deliver to WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, and now even leading into the Monday Night Raw after Mania, and even NXT still in Vegas as well. We keep going because we aren't afraid of the grind. Thank you for being here on this Monday, happy hour edition of the WrestleMania Night 2 recap here on the Flex Zone. I want you guys, if you're new to the chat, if you're just walking in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Every thumbs up helps us out tremendously. It puts us in front of more eyes and it lets YouTube know you like what the Flex Zone is talking about, and you want other people to learn what we're talking about as well. But we are not here alone today, just not my face. You got another face to look at, a wonderful one, if I may add myself. But before he comes up here, I need everyone to go over to his YouTube right now, Juggernaut097. I believe he's a couple subscribers away from 1,100. Let's get this brother over the threshold. So if you're watching on X, you're watching on Facebook, and of course the mothership YouTube, go ahead. You see the link right there. Click on it. Hit the subscribe button. I promise you'll enjoy his content. He talks wrestling and more. He's repping that Chiefs Kingdom, Iowa's finest, much like Seth Rollins on WrestleMania Night 1, the new Paul Heyman guy. He's going to tell us how we feel about Night 1. We're going to talk about Night 2 and look ahead to Monday Night Raw from the Juggernaut Show. My brother, the one, the only Fiend, Travis Scott's number one fan, Juggernaut097, joining me today to WrestleMania Night 2 recap. What's going on, Jug?
What is going on, Byron? WrestleMania weekend is almost over. Hey, you know what? Yes, indeed. Yeah, it was a crazy weekend. Also, Alex said it best. You know, I'm drained right now from WrestleMania, dude. It takes a lot out of you. Like it really does. But yeah, WrestleMania, dude.
I'm glad we're able to do this. I know we usually always do the watch alongs. We're always talking or whatever off camera, but just to recap these shows, I appreciate you coming here today, man. Let the people know how to keep up with you, man, and if they're not familiar with the Juggernaut Show, what they can expect on your channel and how they can subscribe.
Yeah, so you guys can go subscribe to my channel. You see it right there, Juggernaut097. Go subscribe. You know, this takes a few seconds. You know, just take a few seconds out of your day. Go subscribe. Got a lot of wrestling content over there. Got retro reviews. I just recorded a retro review before I came on here. This gonna be my last WrestleMania I review for the rest of this entire year. So yeah, I do retro reviews, I do predictions, I do vlogs, I do watch alongs, I do different type of discussions. So definitely go subscribe.
Let's get into it, Judge. Let's not waste too much time. We can kind of go back to watch SmackDown, but I guess Saturday, because I didn't really get your thoughts on Night 1. And even Stand and Deliver, because I thought NXT Stand and Deliver was even a better show than Night 1. Obviously, the main event of Night 1 carried it. But how did you feel about WrestleMania Saturday, NXT, and just Night 1 overall with some of the matches and maybe the booking decisions?
Yeah, Night 1, I mean, I got to tell you, some of the booking decisions were kind of weird, or like the way they did some of the matches. Like having Jey Uso make Gunther tap out to his own finisher. I mean, I think it's like cool that he added some different like repertoires into his match. You know, like kind of using his opponent's moves and stuff. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. What else? Also, the way that they made Jade Cargill and Naomi, like I feel like Dash got some more minutes in the match. El Grande Americano, Rey Fenix. That was an interesting match. I'm happy they had El Grande go over there. Tiffany Stratton, that was a good booking decision. You know, it's good they didn't go with Charlotte Flair. But that main event from Night 1 is just amazing. That triple threat, and we'll definitely get talk about Night 2's main event. But yeah, WrestleMania Night 1. The undercard wasn't all that great, but that main event was just amazing, and it was an amazing main event. And then NXT Stand Deliver, it was really good. I'm trying to remember everything. We had a lot of title changes.
The triple threat was really good.
That triple threat was really good.
Tag team match.
That was probably, I think that was the best match on the show in my opinion. That was like one of the best matches of the weekend.
And Javon Evans showed out. He really made me a fan. And Hank and Tank, I didn't really know much about him, so Phyraxian might be on their way up. let's get into night one. Let's get into two big things that stood out to me. Obviously, let's go with LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. I thought that was the second best match of the night. We love Jacob Fatu. We love LA Knight. What did you think about that match? Because I thought that really started to wake the crowd up.
Jacob
And
Fatu, the
gotta get
Samoan
Jacob back in.
werewolf. I love you solo.
Yeah, that match there.
The
I'm happy.
BFT, the reversal BFT, and then the spot. I mean, Jacob Fatu solo comes out, but then he leaves. Like, how you feel about Jacob Fatu with the U.S. title? And real quick, think about SmackDown's mid card now. Malachi Alistair Black's on the way Friday. Ray Phoenix. You got Santos Escobar. You got Carmelo Hayes. You got The Miz. You got Drew McIntyre. You got Damian Priest. You got LA Knight still there. Shinsuke Nakamura. You got a lot of guys in the mid card for that U.S. title for Jacob Fatu.
Yes, definitely. I think I was very surprised that they gave it to Jacob Fatu because I thought, going in, I thought Solo was going to come out there try to help him win, but and ultimately he was going to cost him. I mean, I still feel like we're going to, eventually get Solo and Jacob, but maybe later on in the summertime. But yeah, I feel like that's a really good decision to go with Jacob Fatu because like he can mix it up with a lot of another amazing great competitors in the mid card division. So I'm not mad about it. And I just kind of wish the match got more minutes here. Because what I'm reading here only got 10 minutes and 40 seconds, like which is wild.
What were we saying watching the live stream, Jugs? The ads that they played, we could have went to the bathroom, walked the dog, took a dump, but they could have put another minute or two in some of these matches, man.
Right? It just doesn't make any sense. And it's like some of these matches felt rushed, which then it's hard. Like once the match starts to get going, and then bam, it abruptly ends. Like what? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, please make that make sense.
Real quick, Tiffany and Charlotte, you said the right booking decision. I didn't really like the match. It was, you could tell they weren't really, it just seemed like they were just not going along with each other, telling each other's moves. Tiffany wins. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, like I said, I'm happy that Tiffany Stratton won, but the chemistry was not there with Tiffany and Charlotte. Like, I don't know, something seemed off, like I don't know, miscues or something. I don't know what it was, but hopefully they did not continue this Charlotte and Tiffany. Hopefully Charlotte goes away for a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. She'll probably get a rematch or something, but yeah, I'm happy Tiffany retained her title though.
We got a special guest. He wasn't with us this weekend. Well, he was, but he was a reactor and he was with some other cool brothers watching it live. He's going to tell us all about that. Let's bring him up. You can watch him each and every day on the channel, wrestling, horror, and video games. Of course, the one, the only, Kicking It with Leo. He's going to join us today. What's up, Leo?
Yo,
What up, Leo?
what's good?
Are you okay, my brother?
Yes and no. Yes and no, but overall, yes. Overall, yes, yeah.
Good to see you. Always love having you here. I'm glad to have Jugs here. Let's get into it. Let the people know how to keep up with you real quick. And how was your weekend with Ross and the crew?
It was definitely fun. It was cool. I met some of my fans there that watch my channel. I got to meet a few of those guys there. I got to meet, of course, in the clutch. That was very cool. One of the people that I got to let me take a picture with this title, which was very cool. I got to take a picture with the spinner title, so that was kind of fun. One of the titles that I grew up idolizing was very cool. And it was just fun. It was something different for Mania overall, just because usually I'm here with you guys, so it was kind of fun doing something different, but it was still kind of felt like as if I was missing out because I'm usually here and I love being here, but I'm glad to be back. So overall, Mania was cool. I think some of the moments were cool. Jay
Well,
winning
let's
was very
let's
cool.
start with night one. Start with night one. Jay winning, Tiffany retains. The main event, which we'll get into in a second, but I kind of got Jugs' point of view. What were some of your standouts from night one or even NXT? Because I thought NXT was better than night one overall.
I think the main event was overall better than night two's main event. I feel as if I knew Seth Rollins was going to win just because I knew it was going to be a back and forth between Punk and Roman, knowing that Paul Heyman's been a huge part of both guys' careers. And I knew it was going to come down to that. So it was a huge shock to see him not only low blow Punk, which he felt as if emotional doing that. You could kind of tell he didn't really want to. But when he came to Roman, he did not care about Roman whatsoever. It's like you could have just blowed him and just left it at that. But then you had to twist your hand too. I don't know what you were trying to do. It looked like you were trying to get the man off for whatever reason. Like I don't understand why you were trying to do that. This is a PG show. You got hundreds of thousands of people watching your show, and this is what we see. And then even on the Hall of Fame, I didn't catch anything, but I people brought it up to me that apparently Triple H during his Hall of Fame ceremony shared a kiss with Shawn Michaels. I think overall, the first night, I was happy to see Jey Uso win, but I did not think Jey Uso was going to tap out Gunther. I did not think that was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that was on anybody's bingo card for WrestleMania.
No.
And if it was, props to you people who, if you thought that was going to happen. But yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen either. The tap out, like that, does that hurt Gunther? That's my question.
I was going to ask, what do you guys think happens next for Gunther, because he's not champion and he's been champion most of his time on the main roster.
I think it's going to be a thing for him where he maybe get the new change of scenery. Maybe we see him move over to SmackDown at this point, because I feel like he's done everything that there is to do on Monday Night Raw. He's been world champion. He's been Intercontinental champion. And I don't see him doing anything else on Raw. I don't see him going into the tag division. That would be the worst thing you could do. So maybe you just send him to SmackDown. Maybe he could feud for the U.S. title. Maybe add another great hand to that title scene. Then you build them up from there to the world title scene, because I don't see him challenging while Cena's in control of that title. I think if he's going to challenge for that title, maybe once Cody gets it back, because I think Cody will get it back at some point. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Actually, I think that's a match I would like to see. Cena go up against Gunther. I think that'd be cool, because like that was rumored like a long time ago that they would have a match with each other. Which but then again, like two heels like that wouldn't make a lot of sense. I don't know, but I think it'd still be a banger though. But yeah, I agree with you, Leo. Like different, have them go over to SmackDown. Yeah, have them mix up with some guys over there. That really.
Judge, I got to ask you about your boy Seth. Iowa's own, your Iowa's own. What do you think about the heel turn, and where do you think it goes from there?
I thought that was amazing. I mean, earlier, I was like, "Oh, CM Punk's going to win," but like, it doesn't make any sense to have CM Punk win.
We told you. We tried to tell you, right, Lee?
Yeah, and you told me, and I'm glad I changed my pick to Seth Rollins, because I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I saw that those turns coming, and even though I saw it coming, it was still amazing to see. And that table spot that happened, hey, play the soundbite.
I got you. I
didn't know this table could break.
That was amazing hearing that. That Pat McAfee on commentary, he just makes it so much fun. But no, like having all turns, there was so much emotion in this match, which I really loved. And I can't wait to see, what happens, on Monday Night Raw tonight with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. Maybe Paul Heyman might come out in some crazy outfits like Seth Rollins does.
Oh my God, that'd be outrageous.
I saw something on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something on Twitter. I need to find a post for it, but like it was like Seth Rollins, he's doing something crazy, and then so was Paul Heyman. Like he was in some like big boots or something, like those big inflatable boots. So if Paul Heyman, he's gonna come out looking crazy. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
We're gonna get into Raw later, guys, because I do want to get you guys' preview and predictions, any debuts. We'll get into that because I got the list queued up here. Let's go to night 2. We talked about night 1. Main events kind of saved the show. I love the Jacob Fatu match. Outside of that, not much. Night 2, Leo kicks off with the women, which we predicted. We said Jay and Gunther would kick off night 1. We said the women would lead off night 2 after the triple threat at night 1. EO retains. Rhea didn't win. You don't have to crash out.
Yeah.
She pins Bianca, though, clean, ending Bianca's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. How do you feel about that, and where do you think it's going? Because I said on the stream, it looks like it's going to be EO Rhea, and Rhea's probably going to be EO.
Yeah, I think that is the route that they're going to be going with. I feel like I was very shocked that Bianca took the pin, but we knew throughout the match it was going to be heavily focused on Bianca and Rhea and their history with each other, and knowing how both of these women would have costed each other the match. I feel as if what we're gonna be doing is probably sending Bianca back to SmackDown. Maybe she'll get back into this feud with Naomi and Jade, and then we'll figure out where her allegiance lies. Which I do think it will be with Naomi. We find out both of these women were both at Foul Play and why Jade Cargill got taken out a couple months ago. So that is going to create an interesting narrative going into the summer, and as we lead into Money in the Bank, Evolution, SummerSlam. So I think this is going to create some interesting stories that we can tell throughout the rest of this year with these three women, for sure. And then with Io Sky winning, she needed to win. I feel like as if this whole feud they've been kind of little broing her in the sense of just pushing her around, making her look like a joke, and they paid the price for it. Io retained the championship. I do think on Raw we'll probably see Rhea come out and say, "Well, you pinned Bianca, you didn't pin me," and then we'll continue this feud going into Backlash where Rhea can finally get her win over none other than Io Sky. Do I want that? No. It's not even a hate to Rhea. It's just like the way they book her title reigns. They don't book them to seem interesting. They don't have a lot of people that really pose a threat to her and her title reigns. So I hope that if they do give it back, they do have a legit plan in place to whoever dethrones her.
Great point, Leo. And we'll get into that because I don't know who the hell on the women's division is going to challenge any of these women because it's like, who's left? But go ahead, Joe. Your thoughts on the match and kind of where they go from here.
Yeah, the match was amazing. Like this was probably one of my favorite matches of the night. From like that whole undercard was just amazing. Like compared it to night two, it was like so much better than night one. I'm happy the results. I was originally, I was going with Bianca, but I'm happy Io Sky retained her title. Like Leo said, she was getting a little broed a lot in this whole build up to this match. Kind of like getting pie faced, and then she'd be slapping them. Hey, I really like that, and all three women, they all meshed really well together. And like you said, Leo, it's probably going to be, Rhea Ripley challenging, Sky because, Bianca took the pin. And, now Bianca can go on to elsewhere. She can tie up the loose ends with Jay Cargill and all Naomi with all that. So, hey, yeah, I'm happy Io retained.
Real quick, and I'll go to you, Leo, next. Joe, what do you think about the Naomi Jade match? I hated that Naomi lost. You give her new music, you give her the beautiful presentation. She looks great, and she loses clean to Jade. First match?
Yeah, I think this match could have gone either way. But yeah, they should have had the heel win because like the babyface, because what's the point of Naomi having another match with Jade? Because they're like, hey, Jade already beat her. Like, where do they go from here? Like, and the match was very poor. I mean, it was okay booked, but it could have been better. Like they could have gotten to this a few months ago, or even going into last year. They could have go I feel like they didn't have a lot of intentions oh yeah, trying to figure out who the attacker was right at the beginning. Like they stopped and then they started, go okay, let's figure out who the attacker is. I don't know. It's just it was all over the place with this booking, but hey. I mean, yeah, Jade Cargill got the win. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Naomi losing here. I said, music, having this whole new look. Yeah, I feel like Naomi should have went over here.
Leo, real quick, your thoughts on Naomi and Jade?
I thought it was like a double-edged sword in the sense of there's pros and then there could be cons at the same time with having either Naomi or Jade winning. Like for pros, like if Jade already lost to Liv earlier in the month, you would probably want her to get a win over Naomi because if you're trying to build her up to face Charlotte at some point, you need her to go in that feud having credibility and look like she belongs in that conversation. You have her lose to Naomi, that's no disrespect to her, but then that's going to look a little bit as if she doesn't really belong in that conversation because she's losing to people that she needs to be winning over. But at the same time, like you said, Brian, Naomi just turned heel. She's producing some great stellar work character-wise. You given her this proceed without caution gimmick, and the theme song I don't think fits her. I think they could have went with something else, but it is what it is. Maybe they do change it up, but Naomi needed to get the win, especially on a big stage like this. Maybe they'll try to drag this out and make it a best of 3 series. Maybe we'll do it something at Backlash where Naomi gets the win there by some shenanigans, and then we'll probably end it maybe at Evolution. and then from there you could start telling stories with maybe Bianca going into the summer, or maybe if they want to do Charlotte, they could do that there.
Let's get to the next match. I thought it was a sleeper match. I thought it was going to be a good match because there was a story here. I love story. Y'all know that. Drew McIntyre defeated Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight. Beautiful Claymore kick in the corner at the end of the match on the chair. Priest is defeated, but like I said earlier, he's in that mid card, which is going to be fantastic for the U.S. title. Drew McIntyre had to win here. I think we all agree. He deserved a big win. Drugs, where do you see Drew McIntyre going after this win? Are we going to get a Drew McIntyre going after Cena? I don't know. Where does he fit in? Does he fit into that mid card as well with maybe a Jacob Fatu, a LA Knight, and Alistair, Malachi Black, and others?
Yeah, like I said, Drew McIntyre, yeah, he definitely needed the win here. That'd be cool. Seeing him mix it up with like Jacob Fatu and all that. I don't know if he'll go after Cena. Maybe I don't know. Like, we'll get into it in a little bit, but maybe I don't know, joins like a heel faction, or like I thought that they were gonna be making like this big thing. I don't know. This could still be a thing. Maybe join like be with like Rollins and like be with like Rollins and Heyman. That would be something I want to see. I want to see that. Like that would do good for them.
Leo, what do you think about this match? Like I said, I thought they delivered a really, really good match. I think we were off to a good start on WrestleMania night 2.
Yeah, I would say at least like overall night 2, like the first half, it was really, really good.
Oh, trust me, you'll know when we get to the bad, and I'm not trying to be funny, but yes, we agree.
But I felt like the match was really good, and was like the people had bad intentions of this match, like thinking as if when we started the feud, it wasn't going to live up to anything. But it just goes to show that just because something looks bad on paper doesn't mean it can't be good. And this is a prime example of that. Damian and Drew just had great chemistry. They were literally trying to kill each other in that match, and it showed. The fact that you were having future shocks on steel steps. You had Drew McIntyre get put through a table by Damian Priest, who hit a razor's edge. And then towards the end, you have Drew put Damian through 2 tables on the outside, and then Claymore kick him into a chair that was propped up in the corner to get the 1, 2, 3. I think it made all the sense in the world for him to get the win there. I think he needed to reestablish himself after coming off the losing end of that Punk feud last year, so he needed to get some momentum back. Priest looked good even in defeat. Like, he just still showed he belonged there. Maybe they continue that feud. I don't know. And then it's like, what do you do with Drew next? I don't know, because it's like, are they going to turn him face? I don't think they will. That's the only thing. It's like, it's really up in the air. Now, him going after the world title, which would be cool, I just don't think they're going to right now, only because John Cena is champion now. Now, if we do have a narrative where maybe by SummerSlam, Cody gets the title back, then I could see Drew McIntyre being the one to take it off of Cody. That I still stand by that. If we do have a narrative where Cody does get the title back, Drew should be the one to take it. But then, do you put him in the mid card? You can. That U.S. title is one of the only titles that Drew has never held in his career. He's been IC champion. He's been tag team champion. He's been Money in the Bank winner, world champion, Royal Rumble winner. The one thing that's eluded him is that U.S. championship. And if we do turn Jacob Fatu face, if we're not going to have Solo take the title from him, which he shouldn't, Drew McIntyre is easily the perfect candidate to win that championship, unless you're going to bring over a Penta to SmackDown, or if you're going to build up Rey Fenix, or if you're going to bring in Aleister Black. Outside of that, Drew McIntyre is the perfect guy to build up to take that title from Jacob.
Let's get to the next match, because Leo was the first person to he got me on board. Then we got Jubbs on board. He was one of the first people that called it, even before this match was announced as a Fatal 4-Way, when we were rumored to get a multi-man match.
Yeah.
Leo, I salute you, brother. You were right. You changed my pick because I thought it was going to be Penta. To Dominic Mysterio winning the Intercontinental Championship. Dirty Dom is on top. He is the Intercontinental Champion. It was so crazy. He ran out, guys, that I think they had to tell him run back to get his moment, because he was so excited. Ran past Finn Balor, then ran past him again. Dirty Dom. And you saw the picture of him and his dad, both former IC champions. Leo, what a moment. And I think this was 3 for 3.
It was definitely 3 for 3. It was really amazing to see Dominic win that championship. I think you see how he was a couple years when he first came in. A lot of people didn't have a lot of high hopes for him, and the fact that he was able to change all of that, become Intercontinental Champion, his first singles championship on the main roster. I think this is a really sight to see, and it seemed as if they're about to turn Dominic face at this point. I mean, the crowd reaction, even when he was on the post show, he was getting a lot of love from the fans. I honestly, I could see a world where they do decide to turn Dominic face, even as early as tonight. I mean, he's the only one currently with gold in the Judgment Day, and that might make at least Finn Balor feel some type of way for the most part, because Finn Balor is going to crash out tonight. He's
Yeah,
going
and
to
he's
feel
the
some
one who
type of
took the
way.
pinfall. He's the
Exactly. So I see a situation where we've been seeing this new member, quote unquote. I think Dominic is going to probably be getting kicked out, and he has to go on his own. I see a situation where we might have to ask ourselves, what is he going to do? And yeah, RIP Carlito. He got speared. Another week, Carlito is getting packed up by Braun Breaker.
I didn't know this table could break.
And the man wasn't moving. He wasn't moving. Dominic Mysterio, we seen early in the match where Dominic turned on Finn and he tried to go for a 619, and Finn just looked at him and was like, "What are you doing?" And he beats up Dominic. I said, "Oh no, Finn is about to go on a rampage, and probably we might get Penta winning or something along the lines of that." But then Penta gets taken out of the ring by Carlito, distracting him, and then Braun Breaker spears Carlito. Then you get those two back in the ring. Braun Breaker spears Penta. You got Dominic trying to pin Braun Breaker, but you knew Finn Balor wasn't having that. Goes for a coup de grace on Braun Breaker while literally Dominic is literally hanging off the rope. I knew they were setting that up for the situation as if Finn Balor was going to go for the pin, only to get splashed, and then literally 1, 2, 3, Dominic Mysterio is your champion.
Pin Balor, Jugs. Pin Balor. You
Finn
know what we
Balor,
call him.
that's his nickname. Yeah, this match here, like Leo, you got me on board because yeah, it made sense because it didn't make sense for Braun Breaker to retain the title. It didn't make sense for Penta because I feel like the first title that Penta's gonna get, I think him and Rey Fenix are gonna win the tag team titles eventually. Like they're not gonna get singles gold right now. They're gonna win the tag titles before they win singles gold.
Probably SummerSlam.
Yeah, probably something like that. And then Finn Balor, you gotta make him crash out more. Build the tension between Dominic and Finn more. I gotta say, like this match was amazing. This was one of my other favorite matches of the weekend. And like Alex said, RP Carlito with the spear on table. Like, oh my god, that was wild. And seeing Dominic and Finn go at it, that was nice. I just wish that this match had more time. Like it only got 10 minutes. It should have got like 20 minutes.
And we said that too. I agree.
Should have got half this time. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, this was a fun match. Yeah.
Can't wait to see where they go. I'm intrigued to see what they do with Braun Breaker. I think Penta's going to win that IC title by Money in the Bank. They got that big Worlds Collide AAA show and all that stuff on the same day, Leo. We're going to talk about that because we might be on there for like 8 hours that day. I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, let's get to the next one. We had the Randy Orton Open Challenge. We were throwing out names: Matt Cardona, Matt Riddle, Rusev, Aleister Malachi Black. Who else were we throwing out? Nick
Aldis.
Nick Aldis, of course. Solo Sikoa. I mean, you name the person. Karrion Kross. Just all these
Sami
people.
Zayn even got thrown out.
Kevin Owens. People thought he still wasn't hurt. But we got a WrestleMania moment. We heard about the partnership. We had not yet seen it really on the main roster outside of the Royal Rumble. But we finally got the one, the only Joe Hendry showing up in WWE, not only in WWE, but at WrestleMania. What a moment.
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
With a custom WrestleMania shirt, Jugs.
Yes. That was awesome. Like I was not expecting Joe Hendry. Like I marked out for that moment. Yeah, I mean Joe Hendry. It's cool seeing him, he was at the Rumble, now he's at WrestleMania here. I mean, the match wasn't all that long. I kind of
Was it 3 minutes? 3
yeah,
minutes.
it was pretty quick squash.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would show. I mean, even though they are doing this partnership, I feel like that's kind of a slap in the face to TNA. They're like why? I mean, yes, I understand like it's a main roster, but like they could have put on a good match here. They could have did something good. They could have cooked a little bit, but no. I mean, it was just for something fun, entertaining. You know, it wasn't something to take a whole lot serious. But hey, it was cool here.
And it looks like we're headed towards, like I've been saying, Orton and Cena. Leo, Joe Hendry getting love. I know you love your TNA people. They got a big pay-per-view coming up this week. Jugs as well.
Mhm.
How do you feel about Randy Orton? We knew Randy Orton wasn't going to lose. That's why I said it
No.
had to be somebody who would take a loss.
I knew Randy was gonna win, right? Because he's on the Backlash push. They're gonna try to do Randy and Cena next week. So you want next month. So you want to build momentum going into that. Now, I on the surface, I would have preferred a longer match, like well telegraphed, and they actually built up a good story. But throughout the match, I just felt like they kind of rushed it. I feel like this match could at least gotten maybe 10 minutes at the very most and let these two actually go at it. But it's just like Randy comes in, RKO. I mean, fine, but he's your TNA champion. And then I was there when I was watching it, people were in the background, it was like saying, what if they make this for the TNA World title? Well, if he wouldn't make that for the TNA World title, Randy would probably walk out here with a belt.
With 15. With 15.
So it was cool to see that happen because that was not on my bingo card. Like I was thinking of so many names, and I don't know why I wasn't thinking of TNA. Maybe because we only mainly seen them prominently featured on NXT. So it's like it was happy to see him on the main roster and going up against a legend. I'm just kind of bummed out that they didn't devote some time into this match.
Let's get to Logan Paul and AJ Styles real quick before we get there. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, join us here on the Flex Zone. Hit up Jugs. His link is right there. And right below lower third, Kicking It with Leo, right there on your screen. Check us all out on YouTube. Subscribe. Cost you nothing. Hit the like button.
Mm-hmm.
Logan Paul, AJ Styles, Jugs. I said before the match, you were going AJ. I said, I think Logan Paul's going to win because I feel like Logan Paul now, Leo, I said this, with Jey Uso winning, Jey Uso needs a winnable match at Backlash. He's not going to lose the title yet. I think we get Jey Uso, Logan Paul. I'll get your thoughts on that, Leo, when you speak. But Jugs, how do you feel about this match? I thought they cooked. They got a lot of time, which I like. I like Logan Paul with the drone. I know a lot of people may not like Logan Paul personally, but he's a damn good professional wrestler. And whether you like it or not, the viral moments, he can go in the ring, and AJ Styles doesn't disappoint. I do hope we get one more AJ Styles world title run, but Logan Paul gets the win here. Maybe they run it back.
Yeah, this match really cooked. I mean, I didn't like the results, how it went down. Like,
Imagine if it had a story, though, right? Like,
right? If
felt like
they
an
had,
AEW match, kind of like it's a great match, but it's like, all right, what else?
I mean, yeah, I mean, AJ Styles, he hasn't won at a WrestleMania since I believe it was 35. Yeah, when you beat Orton at that Mania, which I just reviewed that Mania. Definitely, cheap plug. Go check it out later on. It'll be on my channel later. But yeah, I mean the match was fine. Also, I didn't like the whole like Karrion Cross. Actually, it kind of makes sense. Karrion Cross come out. He wants him, to be a little darker. He wants him to use those brass knuckles. Also, I hated the way he threw those brass knuckles on the ground. Like, can he been like had a little more effort into it? And this seemed like I don't know. This seemed really weird. But I really been enjoying. I like Logan Paul's new finisher, the polarizer. That's a nice finisher. But yeah, I would like to see AJ Styles have another world title run before he retires in WWE. Hopefully he doesn't go to AEW because I don't want to see him over there. No, just after you get done, go back to TNA for one more run. I would love to see one more run in TNA.
Call me crazy, Jugs. I've been, Leo. I've been saying it. I just feel like we're going to get
feel like
AJ and Will
get that.
Ospreay somehow, some way. We're going to get AJ, Will Ospreay, AJ Kenny, AJ Hangman, AJ Jay White. Something. If he does 1 year in AEW, I could see it just for the dream matches. But Leo, your thoughts on this match and where did it go from here with both of them?
I do think Logan is probably going to go after that world title, especially at a Backlash. I think him coming out of that with a W. Me, I had AJ winning only for the simple fact that we've seen Logan, have that title run that he had last year for the U.S. title, then winning last year at Mania. Has a impressive record overall at WrestleMania. He won at 38. He lost at 39. He only has one loss to his name, and that's at 39 against Seth Rollins. And then AJ hasn't won, so I actually did a little bit of research. So it wasn't 35 that he lost the last match. It was 37 because on 37 he and Omos won the Raw Tag titles against the New Day. So his last Mania win was at 37. So it's just like I feel like he's technically owed a win in some way, shape, or form. He doesn't really win at Mania anymore, which kind of sucks when you have somebody that's talented the way he is and he can't get wins. I want to see another world title run for him before he calls it a career, no matter how he can win it. Maybe it might be a stretch. Maybe he can find himself in that Money in the Bank ladder match and win it that way. Maybe he defeats his arch rival, John Cena. That would kind of be a cool moment to have him go up against arch nemesis and get the title that way. I think it would be something new and fresh and exciting. It's still kind of strange to see, I would say, AJ over on Raw, because since I've known him in WWE, he's mainly been on SmackDown. So it's kind of going to take me some time to get me used to seeing him on Raw. But I think overall the match quality was good. I knew we were going to get some shenanigans with Karrion Kross. I guess that's what's going to mean for AJ. He's going to be in a Karrion Kross feud for the time being. Hopefully they can make that somewhat entertaining. I love Karrion Kross. I think he's really good. I don't think people appreciate him as much as he should be, but I just think sometimes there's moments that make fans don't care, and I think maybe they can do something interesting. I hope that at the very least we can create an interesting story for AJ and Karrion Kross going forward, and then we could see what we do with Logan possibly going after the World Championship. And if based off what we did see with the IC title, if we do have Dominic Mysterio turn face and stuff like that, maybe we could do Dominic and Logan Paul for the Intercontinental Championship. I think that could be something good as well.
Yeah, I'd love to see AJ maybe win a Royal Rumble maybe in the next year or so, and maybe get that main event and maybe win the title. But let's see what happens there. Now, we were 5 for 5, Leo Jugs. I said we went off a cliff eventually, and this is where we went off a cliff. It's not just because of Liv Morgan. First of all, let's go back. Last night they announced Bailey was quote unquote written off with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is she written off with an injury, we don't see an attack angle, we don't see anything taped, but apparently then they say this was the plan the whole time. So they started the feud with Roxanne, dropped that. They never got a proper match on a pay-per-view or NXT Stand and Deliver like we said on the show. Then they backtrack, put her against Lyra, try to build something out of that, have them win a gauntlet match, guys, as the first team, beat all the other teams that they don't have any anyway, go to WrestleMania, then the night before, get rid of Bailey to put in a surprise partner who the whole world knew was Becky Lynch, who we were like, well, why didn't you just save her for Monday after Raw? Would have been a surprise.
Yeah.
To team with Lyra because I know, Leo, you got a lot to say. I'm going to start with Jugs. To not only beat the tag champions who just won the belts, but pin Liv Morgan, who's been arguably the MVP of the women's division the last year or 2 years. Jugs, what the hell are we doing here? That's why I said we need to get rid of these tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is some shitty ass booking here. Like I didn't even watch much because like you know what, I'm gonna watch her entrances because I want to see Liv Morgan come out. Man, she was looking
Yes,
mighty
Jugs
fine.
was marking out for you, Leo. He's like, he took your spot for the day.
And Liv Morgan was looking mighty fine. So I got, you know what, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. I got, surely the match is still gonna be going on when I get back. I said, what I miss? And then Byron goes like, oh yeah, you know, Liv and Raquel lost the titles. I'm like, what? They lost the titles? And then I go like, and then he said that Liv took the pin. I go like, what? She took the pinfall? I got, oh brother, I know, but I
8-minute match, by the way, 8 minutes.
8 minutes. They deserve more time. They deserve a lot more time. Like you said, with all these commercials that they do, it's like a 15-minute commercial. It's like, what? It's like, why can't these matches get more time? But yeah, I mean, I like, oh brother, Liv Morgan losing here, and like, I know Leo's heated right now. I got like, oh brother, yeah, this was not good. This was not good, and like the way like they backtracked, you know, like they took Bailey out, And then like, I mean, there's real teams they got. They got some real teams. I mean, they could have went with Katana and Caden Carter. They could have went with Roxanne. Actually, no, I don't want to see Roxanne Perez and
They could have went with your girl Piper, the Secret Harvest.
yeah, or they could have went with Lash Legend and Jakara. They could have got a big match here.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing it on NXT, they could have did it at Mania. But no, they go like they made this. They throw Becky Lynch in here, which, like I said, the whole world knew. Like everybody and their mama knew. Like my mama knew Becky Lynch was going to come out, and my mom don't even watch wrestling. I'm just kidding. But like everybody and their mama knew that Becky Lynch was going to be here. Not surprising at all. Yeah, I was not a fan.
All right, Leo, the floor is yours, man. How you feel?
I felt like that was probably one of the worst booking decisions I ever seen. Like, okay, if you want to be honest, Liv has been the catalyst for multiple feuds, literally kickstarting. She literally kickstarted the feud with Bianca, Rhea, and Io. She was the catalyst for that feud starting. The same thing with Jade and Naomi. But is she involved in either one of those feuds? No. What did they do? They don't have her win the championship back with the world title. You put her in the tag team division, you give her the tag team titles, and then you have her lose literally at her first like WrestleMania that she's champion. And then what makes it even worse, Byron, is literally yesterday she was voted Women's Superstar of the Year. And this is what you do. You have her lose to Becky Lynch. Here's another thing. The same thing you can say for Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns' kryptonite is Seth Rollins. Liv Morgan's kryptonite is Becky Lynch. I don't understand how are people applauding this and saying this was a good thing. This was not good. This was awful. Absolutely atrocious. There's no reason you can literally sit up here and defend Becky Lynch coming back. People thought my reaction was fake. It was my reaction. I was happy to see Becky Lynch back. Don't get me wrong. I was happy for the idea of what we could be getting. We could have gotten Becky Lynch turning, and we had Lyra and Becky for the Intercontinental Championship. That gave that title some type of story, an actual story, and not a thrown away match that people forget in the next week. This gives the tag team titles a much needed win because Liv can get another win over Becky and Lyra, but they don't do that. You have her lose. And then you could have had the same situation. You could have literally had tonight on Raw both Liv and Dominic celebrating as champions. But you literally give the title to Dominic, which I'm happy about, but to take the title from Liv. This gives me a feeling that if in WWE's eyes, they probably said to themselves, well, if Charlotte's not winning the belt, we're giving Becky a belt. It didn't make any sense to have Becky. And if you were going to do this story from the get-go, Becky should have got up, went to work, actually been in this storyline since January because we started teasing some stuff for at least a month before Mania, and we could at least had a month build, and then I would have been okay with Liv losing the title because at least we got some build. But the fact that you have Becky come in and just automatically pick up a belt her first night and then didn't do anything to earn it, that's a problem. And then it's like, what do you do with Liv now? Do you have her go after the IC title? Do you get her the tag team titles back? I don't even know at this point. I don't know. I don't.
We'll see what happens because, like I said, we got some things advertised for Raw, which we'll get into in a second. Let's get to the main event. John Cena defeats Cody Rhodes. We all pretty much picked Cena to win 17 jugs. Match wasn't bad. It went 21 minutes. Entrances were okay, whatever. What did you think about the match? And then we get to your boy coming out, and that's when it seemed to go downhill. This man got a whole WWE 2K25 Roman Reigns entrance with Fiend playing. He got a lower third with his name, comes out with the $1,200 hardcore championship, gets his receipt. What the hell was that ending, Jugs? Like, what are we doing?
That was a terrible ending. Like you had a great, everything was great up until these last two things, and then the match was okay. It's just like it seemed like they were taking forever to get to their stuff, and like it seems like stuff was like kind of dying down, and it's like if it's very an anticlimactic ending. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like my boy Travis Scott, Like we didn't see The Rock come out, and I don't feel like we're gonna be left on a cliffhanger with that, because I don't feel like we're gonna get him. I don't know. It left a sour taste in my mouth to like end Mania that way. I like they could have done so much better. They could have done a lot better stuff. But Cena gets his 17th. And yeah.
Leo, what's your thoughts on this match? And Cena, we kind of predicted he would win, but
this match did not feel like a main event for me. I'm gonna be real. This seems like a match that I would see on a SmackDown main event. First off, Cody Rhodes, you need to go to take class on how to be a man, because that is not what you do when you're in the main event. If somebody literally beat the crap out of you at Elimination Chamber and you have that opportunity to get your get back, and you let John Cena talk you off the ledge, what are you doing? You literally get your get back with Travis Scott, which he realistically should have, and then John Cena talks you off the ledge. You turn around, and why would you turn around on John Cena to begin with? He low blows you, smacks you across the head with the title, and pins you and takes your championship. I knew John Cena was going to win, and I'm happy about it, which we'll get some context clues on what that's going to be. He said he's going to ruin WrestleMania. I have a reason to believe he's probably going to introduce a spinner championship to piss off fans, quote unquote, which I'm not going to be upset about, because I love the spinner championship, one of my favorite favorite designs of all time. But it's like, why? And then on top of that, we didn't even get The Rock. The Rock has been the catalyst this feud to begin with, and the fact that he was not there, it just felt like this match was doomed from the beginning. And then I don't know. It just did not give me a main event, WrestleMania main event feel. It didn't feel like a WrestleMania main event to me. No.
So you do what you do on night one, Jugs, and then we get no Seth Rollins, no Paul Heyman, no Rock. We just get Travis Scott. Are we done with The Rock? Is that we just dropping that whole storyline? So we went from one of the greatest heel turns of the modern era with Cena turning heel, but he never mentioned The Rock in any of his promos of why he did sell his soul, quote unquote. Seth does what he does. No correlation there. Is it that all we're going to get, or is that it?
Hopefully that's not all we're going to get, because if that's the case, then that was that's terrible if that's all we're going to get. Like I said, I mean, we got the biggest Raw of the year, so maybe we still have a chance. But like, if they didn't do it last night, what makes me think that they're going to do it tonight or going forward? Like, I don't know. I feel like WWE don't know what direction they want to go with this. I mean, it's cool that Cena's a heel, but it's like, I don't know. I want to see more with this. Like I said, I want to see where they go with this. But who knows? I'm going to let it breathe a little bit. Like I said, we got the biggest Raw tonight. I mean, got the biggest Raw of the year tonight. So we'll see.
Speaking of which, Leo, let's get into Raw tonight. Not really much announced. We just got John Cena is set to appear. Jey Uso is set to appear to fall off from WrestleMania 41. A lot of rumors. We've heard Rusev's back with the company. We've heard Jeff Cobb could be on his way to WWE. We know Malachi Aleister Black is showing up this Friday. We have, obviously, hopefully, guys returning soon. Probably not yet, but Ilya Dragunov, Asuka, Kairi Sane, I believe. Bronson Reed is a little later, but he'll be back maybe heading towards Money in the Bank.
You got Ilya probably.
Yeah. What do you see about possibly tonight on Raw? What do you want to see? Are we starting to show with Seth? Are we starting with Cena? Are we starting with Jey Uso? Any returns? Any call-ups from NXT? The debuts? What do you want to see on Raw? Because it has not felt like a Raw after Mania in a long time.
And overall, in things that I would love to see what John Cena has to say. Like how is he going to try to ruin wrestling? Is he going to bring in the spinner title if that's going to be a case? You also have the stuff with Seth Rollins. Pretty much addressing the fans and why Paul is with him and everything like that. Are they going to have Punk interrupt him and try to set up that feud continuing? Are we going to get anything Judgment Day wise, where we might get to see the turn of Judgment Day on Dominic? and we found out that Liv and Finn have been the ones secretly plotting against Dominic this whole time, which is something I would love to see take place on television. Are we going to see Lyra potentially lose her Intercontinental Championship tonight? I think it's possible because when you have two titles, most likely are not going to hold the titles for very long. So I think people said, based off what we did see last night, that could be a setup for Liv and Lyra for the IC title, and then Liv takes the title. Then we can have Liv and Finn for the time being as IC champions, which honestly I would not be mad at because that's something I've been calling for a while now. I think we're probably gonna get some returns. Maybe we'll see Rusev show up, maybe get into it, maybe with Dominic as a first challenger potentially. Jeff Cobb will be cool to show up. Ilya Dragunov is a possibility. And I don't know what they are going to do with call-ups. Maybe they could do Roxanne, even though she's kind of technically been called up. Maybe we get Fraxium showing up tonight.
Maybe we get Ethan Page.
In some way. Yeah, Ethan Page is a possibility as well.
I believe Trick Williams, I think he'll be later on. He'll probably be a SmackDown guy. I think he'll be more SmackDown. But yeah.
Anything you want to see tonight, Jobs?
I mean, like I said, I think that Cena, he's probably gonna, the way the show ended, I think they're gonna open up with Cena in some way. Also we're gonna get a big celebration from Jey Uso. We'll see somebody come out and get in his face or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably see some returns. Probably like Rusev, like you said. Jeff Cobb would be a cool one. Like, I don't think they're gonna do I don't want them like this at the same time. I don't want them to throw all these returns at us at the same time. Do it slowly, but bring some big names here tonight. Make it feel like a truly Raw after WrestleMania. Make it seem really big because it seems like it hasn't seemed big these past Raw after Manias. But we'll see what we get. I'm excited for it.
Who do you think ultimately, Leo, if you're moving forward, I guess with two new world champions, who do you have taking the belt from Jey Uso, and who do you have taking it from John Cena if we were kind of forecasting or looking ahead a little bit?
I think for John Cena, I think it really comes down to two guys. Either you have Cody take the belt back at SummerSlam. I think that's the most logical one. If I had to go with someone else, I maybe would say CM Punk, because you could do CM Punk taking the title from Cena, because that is a huge rival for him. And then what you do with Cena, maybe he gets into it with The Rock. Maybe we figure out something with Rock and Cena going forward. Maybe that they have some disagreements. But it's like, I think what we do is give the title to Punk. Then we build up a feud between Punk and Cody for next year's WrestleMania, because we know that they've been trying to slowly tease up some stuff going into this year's Mania. So maybe they end up doing it next year. And then for Jey, I think maybe it's going to be, I don't know. I feel like Jey could realistically lose it to a numerous amount of people. Maybe you do have him lose it to Finn Balor. Maybe you have him lose it to Braun Breaker. You could have him lose it to somebody that's coming in or coming back. You got Ilya Dragunov coming back at some point. You have Gunther if you wanted to make a short night. I don't know. It's more likely to see what they do with SmackDown than for Raw.
Jugs, anything, and maybe even SmackDown, because we get the SmackDown big moments too. Anything, because we got a big TLC match this week also.
Oh yeah, we do got a big TLC.
Not on WrestleMania, guys. Not on WrestleMania.
That should have been at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
To be honest, it should have been. But hey, that's not here or there. I think Leo, you're making some great points. Like, I would love to see Cena lose it to CM Punk, and then Byron, you were mentioning some great ways to get to WrestleMania. Like, what were those you were saying you want? Who were you saying you want?
I said if it was me, I probably, considering now I'm giving Seth the world title, and I'm having Roman take the world title from Seth.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you wanted to do, Punk and Cena, you could do that, and then ultimately have Cena, lose to Cody as his last match, then giving Cena the title, then Cena can kind of turn babyface his last match. Go out giving Cena the rub. Cena can retire him. Have the title walk into WrestleMania and then face Punk again. Punk can get a second main event, and Punk can walk out with the championship next year if you want to do that. Because I don't have faith in The Rock anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to see Rollins take that title off of Jey Uso. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think Jey Uso is going to have a long title reign. I want it to be a decent one. Like, hopefully he doesn't lose at that Backlash. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does, though. Because like they're just trying to make a big moment for Jey. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to make a moment for him. They're not trying to like have him have a long title reign. But no, who knows? I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where these storylines lead to going forward. And yeah, hopefully we get some good stuff out of this.
How can the people keep up with you, Jugs? And we'll be live for Raw tonight. Will you be with us?
I'm not sure yet. We'll see if I'll be on tonight, because I also have another review I have to do. I got 2 main reviews that I have to do today. So
working hard.
I'm double booked here. But yeah, you guys can keep up with me, Juggernaut097. Do a lot of daily wrestling content, got reviews, predictions, vlogs, watch-alongs, reactions, you name it, anything wrestling related. Definitely go subscribe. And it's completely free. It helps me out. Also, you going down to my comments, let me know what you guys want to see. That also helps me out quite a bit, because I love the engagement from you fans out there. So definitely go subscribe.
Of course, Leo, I know you'll be with us tonight. And what can the people expect on your channel? I know you got a lot of reactions, a lot of stuff you're working on as well still now.
Yeah. If you guys haven't been on my channel, it's Kicking It With Leo. I do wrestling content. I'm at 1,122 subscribers currently right now. We're still on the road to 2,000. We're trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. I recently posted my review for Night 1 and Night 2's WrestleMania. Even though I wasn't here with the Flakes over the weekend, I was still posting content for you guys, whether it was on Instagram, TikTok, and then on YouTube as well. I'm looking forward to potentially what Raw could be tonight. So, yeah, hopefully it's a fun show.
We will be live tonight for Monday Night Raw here on the Flex Zone. You guys know the drill each and every week. Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, and all your PLEs. Real quick, fella, Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank on the same day. I don't know how that's going to work. It's like back-to-back. So, any thoughts on that real quick?
Well, people were going crazy saying about AAA. Maybe we'll get El Vikingo versus El Grande Americano for the AAA title. I don't know how I feel about that. If they do that, and El Grande Americano wins, that's going to be very interesting.
You know what I want to see with this whole AAA partnership? I want to see a 30-man lucha Royal Rumble. I want to see that.
No.
Yeah, that's what we pitched, Leo. We pitched all the luchadors, all the masked luchadors. Bring in Commander, bring in Gravity, bring in all those guys from AEW, bring them in over here, AAA, and we're gonna have a big lucha rumble. We love them lucha things. Yes. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Miss Queen, I see she wants a chair match. Maybe Roman and Seth can have a
chair match.
Hell in a Cell.
Yes, thank you. Please hit the subscribe button. Show love to Jugs. Go ahead over to his channel. Hit the subscribe button. Juggernaut097. He'll be with us throughout the week as well. And, of course, Kicking It With Leo as well. Thank you all for being here. Of course, like I said, Miss Queen, Raj, D, Alex, Tino's in the chat. We have Mackenzie, Scott. Everybody, thank y'all. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. We'll be live tonight for Raw After Mania, the biggest Raw of the year. We'll see if it delivers. And, of course, tomorrow night, NXT live from Vegas as well. Wednesday, Dynamite. Thursday, the NFL Draft, ladies and gentlemen. NFL Draft is Thursday. We'll be live for the NFL Draft. Each pick in round 1 will be live. Of course, all the local teams and all 32 teams and beyond. And, of course, on Friday, SmackDown, TLC match, the debut of Aleister Malachi Black, and other big happenings, I'm sure. Will Roman be there? We'll see what SmackDown does as well. So stay tuned. Hit the bell, hit the like button, vote on the poll. We got a poll up. Did you like Stand and Deliver better? Did you like Night 1, main event? Night 2, what are your thoughts on Cena winning 17? John Cena breaks the record most championships in WWE history. For Leo and Jugs, yours truly, God's favorite host. We'll see you tonight for Monday Night Raw. Only place give you sports how you want it when you need it. We're making it through WrestleMania weekend, everybody. We almost there. One more show, really. And we'll be clear until 42 in New Orleans. For Jugs and Leo, thank you all for watching. We out of here, y'all. Peace. Have a good day.